So this is part two. I left off with when I was about 14. And I tried to find different churches, and none of them really worked for me. So when I was about 15 or 16, I was finally like, you know what, fuck it. I need help. I need help. The depression was getting worse, and I couldn't take it. So I began to cut to relieve my pain and also get some of my parents' attention. And it got out of hand. I cut from my ankles up to my armpits and my wrists. And I would run out of room. I almost passed out a few times, but I never did, actually. I only have one permanent scar, but it's a permanent scar nonetheless. I found that I could not stop, even though I wanted to. I had to do it all the time, 6 times a day, if not more. And every time I would sit down, I would count as I cut. I would reach 40, 50, 60, 70 cuts per sitting. And what really scared me was that I loved it so much. I considered cutting as my best friend. And that might not make sense, but if you've ever been addicted to it, you'll understand that it really does become your best friend. Cutting makes you feel like you're being understood, you're being heard, you're being listened to, you're being loved. Like something's being done about your pain. That you're being healed or cared for. And I looked for help from my friends, and they didn't know what to say. Just don't cut. Just don't cut. That was the only advice given. I looked for advice on the internet, and I couldn't find any. I looked for help. I showed my parents, and my mom cried. My dad didn't know what to say. He just got very angry. And they just, told me, stop, just stop. That's it, stop. Just stop cutting. I can't stop. How am I supposed to stop? I found this book called Cut, and it helped me understand myself a little bit better. But no matter where I looked, I couldn't find any help. There was nothing out there, and cutting had become such a popular, trendy thing to do that no one even took it seriously. So, what did I do? I tried to stop. I got scared. I ran out of room, and I tried stopping, and it was a very, very difficult thing to do. Months went by with me just shaking, thinking about it, needing it. It was all I thought about all the time, every day. I couldn't concentrate on school. I couldn't concentrate on anything, because I just wanted to cut all the time. It's all I wanted to do. I wanted to sit in my bathtub and die cutting. And it just sounded like the greatest thing in the world. And now I know that a lot of people who cut aren't suicidal, because they're just trying to find a fix to their pain. And I think that's another reason that people didn't take me very seriously. But after I went to the hospital for the first time, I got a little bit of attention from my parents. I remember walking out of the lunchroom in that hospital, and the doctor came up to me and they said, "Hey, Alyssa, we're gonna put you on medication." And at that point, that was the most beautiful thing I ever heard. I was in shock. I was just like, finally someone cares about me.